Hello everyone, my name is Eddie Nolan. I'm a licensed insurance agent in Olliville, Kentucky, and I can provide quotes for auto, home, health, life, and business insurance in Kentucky and Ohio. Today I'm going to discuss some basic auto insurance coverages that you need to know in order to purchase the proper level of protection. You may not need or want some of these coverages, but you should know what they are anyway. Auto insurance is an important and usually mandatory legal instrument used to protect and indemnify the public. Insurance at its best is confusing, and a licensed agent is needed to navigate today's auto insurance marketplaces. There are lots of moving parts that make insurance work, and each part usually has exclusions to the coverage provided. Liability insurance is required in most states, and most of those states have minimum limits, and they do vary by state, and as such the premiums will vary by state and personal situation. Some states, such as Kentucky, also require personal injury protection, which pays the insured's medical bills regardless of fault and helps to reduce the number of lawsuits. Liability helps protect the public after an accident. It helps cover their medical bills and repairs or replaces vehicles or structures that were damaged in the accident. Liability also shields the insured from lawsuits. It helps pay any damages due up to the policy limits, and the claims department works on the insured's behalf. A licensed insurance agent is your voice in dealing with the insurance companies. They can help you fix billing issues, report or update claims, update coverages and vehicles as needed. They help you understand what coverage you need, what liability limits are required, whether you want comp or collision, and to discuss other coverages that are available. The agent is going to provide quotes for you. A captive agent who only works for one company generally is only going to have one quote. An independent may have several quotes to make available for you. And the agent is going to explain your coverage and your payment plan. And once he secures your coverage by submitting an application and your payment, they should provide proof of insurance and a copy of the deck page and your bill plan. Auto insurance has many coverage options. The ones we're going to talk about today is liability, personal injury protection, uninsured and underinsured coverage, comprehensive, collision, gap insurance, rental reimbursement, towing or roadside assistance, and trip interruption. The states that have mandatory liability are also going to have minimum coverage limits, such as Kentucky has 25, 50, 10, which means $25,000 in bodily injury per person, $50,000 per accident, and $10,000 in property damage. Higher limits are available, $250, $500, $250, or higher in some states, but it needs to be high enough to protect your assets, because a lawsuit is going to go after your residence, your savings accounts, investments. If your insurance is not high enough to cover that, you could lose them. And there is no deductible on liability. Some other coverages will have deductibles. And liability indemnifies the other party. I know it's a fancy word, but basically it makes them whole, or puts them back to the state that they were before the accident. So it helps pay their medical bills, repairs or replaces vehicles or structures. A lawsuit may not be necessary in all cases. In others it will be. And if a court awards damages in excess of your limit, then it'll be your personal responsibility to pay it. And that goes back to taking your residence and your savings account and stuff like that. Next up is personal injury protection, otherwise known as PIP. It pays a limited amount to cover injuries sustained in an accident by an insured and their passengers, and generally pays before the other person's liability. That's how it helps reduce lawsuits. The limits and availability vary by state. Kentucky has a $10,000 minimum limit, but higher limits are available. It covers injuries sustained in an accident and from getting into or out of your vehicle, drop the hood on your head, that sort of thing. Personal items damaged or lost in an accident may also be covered. Now, PIP can be rejected. There are some forms that must be signed by all household members. That is unusual. But then you may purchase medical coverage instead, but it won't cover the personal items. Deductibles can be selected anywhere from $0 to $1,000, and it may not cover willful injury or damages arising out of the commission of a crime. So if you intentionally hurt yourself in the car, most likely is not going to be covered. Uninsured motorist is someone who has no insurance at all or has less than the minimum required. Someone from another state may be legal where they're from, but not where the accident happened. If their limit is lower than the legal limit in the state the accident happens, they are considered uninsured. And these limits vary by state, and then the insurance carrier covers the bodily injury cost up to the coverage limits. Underinsured motorist carries legal limits, but the accident caused more bodily injury that exceeded their limits. And then the insurance carrier covers the remaining bodily injury cost up to the coverage limits. Comprehensive is an optional coverage that may be required by a finance company or bank that repairs or replaces a covered auto for non-collision incidents such as deer strikes, hail, vandalism, glass breakage, a falling tree. And it comes with deductibles that range generally anywhere from $0 to $2,500 depending on the insurance company. And the premium is going to vary from state to state, vehicles and driving record. Accidents or tickets add surcharges for 3 to 5 years. Counties with mountains or narrow rural roads may have higher premiums. And like many things you'll hear me say, intentional acts may not be covered. So if you intentionally damage the vehicle, that's going to be your personal responsibility. Collision is another optional coverage that may also be required by your finance company that covers repairs and replacement of a covered auto for a collision or rollover accident, even if at fault. Again, it comes with deductibles that range anywhere from $0 to $2,500, but they may be limited by your auto finance company. They may only want $500 or $1,000. Generally available for autos 19 years or newer. Special coverage, antiques, may be obtained for autos older than 20 years that are in really good shape. And again, you cannot purposely damage a vehicle and turn in a claim to have it repaired. Some coverages are only available with comp or collision. One such coverage is gap insurance, which will pay off a lease or loan if you total a car and actual cash value is not enough to pay off that lease or loan. It can be purchased from a car dealership, but is usually less expensive from your insurance company. Rental reimbursement will cover the cost of a rental car when a covered vehicle is being repaired or replaced for a covered event. Not breaking down, but such as a deer taking out your car. You could get a rental while it's being repaired. Trip interruption is if you're further than 50 miles from home and a deer takes out your car, They can help you with hotel rooms, a rental car, so that you're not stranded away from home. Towing reimbursement will tow a covered vehicle a limited distance. You usually select coverage from $25 to $100 that they'll reimburse you for, and that's breakdowns, accidents. That they'll cover just about any towing need that you have. Now, don't forget to like my page or follow me. Give me a call, email me, visit my webpage at ednolanjr.com. If you have any questions, if you'd like me to help you with a quote, and I appreciate you all spending some time with me today, and I look forward to talking again. Thank you.